So excited for everyone to be here. This is I Don't Tell You Who Will. I'm Nicole Flowers, a career consultant, career strategist, and resume writer. And today I get to be with a very cool person, but also a very dear friend. Cheryl and I have been friends for upwards of 20 years because we're
Feels
old
like
enough.
forever.
And she is so smart. I just want to say this to all of you watching, all the masses. I've warned her I'm just going to say this because her husband used to say they come from a dual graduate degree household, but Cheryl has both of them. Cheryl has both of the graduate degrees, University of Michigan, undergrad, Stanford Business School, Harvard Business.
Harvard Business School, Stanford Engineering
Oh
Masters.
my gosh. I didn't know that all these years.
And went from, stuff.
She was the chief of staff at Stella and Dot, which I was a Stella and Dot salesperson at
Those are
the
good
time.
times.
And now she's the chief marketing officer at AI with Jessica Heron, founder of Stella and Dot. Is there anything else that we should know about you, Cheryl?
Yes. Just that I have worn many hats in my random walk through my career journey. So I feel for the folks that are following along that are like, what's going on with my career? I thought I was going to go this path and it's different. Just know that's very normal and that we've all been there. So I feel like I can really empathize.
Thank you for sharing that because I hear that a lot. We think there's a path, and now it's more we're talking portfolio of things that we're interested in. Layoffs prompt us to pivot, but then we find new, interesting ways to engage with our own career, our own passions as we define that. So, thank you for that because I think that is very okay. We are here today to talk about AI and how it is changing recruiting and hiring. And we all saw last week Intuit, Cisco, I think the biggest name. I paid attention because I was very concerned about my old team at Meta,
Um,
1,000 layoffs, 7,000 layoffs for AI efficiency. How do you see, because you're in the midst of it, in the midst of AI, how are you seeing AI changing hiring, Cheryl?
So it's really interesting. I think there's so many ways it's touching hiring. For one, we're getting inundated with application and cover letters, and AI makes it easier to apply to jobs. You can apply to a lot more and tailor your cover letter and all that to be more relevant. But it just means that the hiring manager has more to sift through. And in a strange way, that makes it even more important for that warm introduction and the
Yeah.
referral. So 100% reach out to your people. If there's a job you want, have a real person recommend you to it. And that's going to cut through the noise much more than anything else will. And don't be afraid to ask because I feel like everyone understands. We're all here to help. Like when people ask me to help refer them, as long as I can vouch that they're a good person, I'm happy to do it. So that's one piece on the applying and sourcing side of things. I think the other thing that in this AI native world that we're all living in is it's really important that you demonstrate that you have some ability to learn and adapt and change because that's what people are looking for. People who aren't afraid to try new tools. And I feel like the expectation now is that everyone needs to be leveraging AI to be like as productive as you used to be. So whatever that means in your life and in your workspace, what are the relevant tools in your industry that you need to learn how to use? What are the ways that you personally can become more productive using I think those are all things that are really good to start looking into as you're doing your job search. Like, how can I be more AI relevant within my work, but also for myself, productivity wise? So those are like some of the thoughts I would have to say about like in this space and as you're doing your job search.
You touched on a couple of things. The first is people are like, AI is screening out my resume. Seldom does the HR team get the most top of the line, hot off the press systems. But what you make a good point is that it makes it easier to apply. So it's more for actually humans to sift through. And that again makes the referral so important. You don't know where the next thing will come from. And that warm introduction is what will set you apart in a sea of applicants. And
100%. Yeah.
And then you mentioned the getting up to speed with AI, which is when you're in the midst of a job search, this is what you can be spending your time on. I can imagine people that are mid to late career might be nervous about ageism. How do you see that showing up?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think for more junior candidates, a couple years out of college, what I tend to look for is folks that can show that they have a bias towards ownership and action, and they take initiative, they have tenacity, and that they have a level of curiousness and willingness to experiment and learn quickly, because that's what's going to help you survive in this AI era. Because I honestly feel like I'm still learning every 6 months or even faster. Every month, there's a new tool that they come up with, or things become more powerful. There's different widgets we can use. So I know that for myself, I need to be willing to toss the thing I just learned and try learning a new thing and see if that's making me more productive. So I want to see that in the junior folks, that they can take whatever is thrown their way. If you can demonstrate that in your resume as you talk to people, and as you're interviewing, have some stories of like how you challenged, you experimented with something, you brought a new tool to your workspace, you were given a task to do, you completely took ownership on it. I think that's the kind of skill set that we're looking for, because there will be a lot of new things showing up, and we need people that are tenacious and not afraid to be like, I can drive this. I don't know yet how to do this, but I'm going to figure it out. And that's a really critical skill set, especially for a junior candidate. And then for people who are more mid career, and I'm expecting that they're going to be leading teams, I think it's really important that I can see they're strong critical thinkers and they have a way of driving clear prioritization. I want to see that they're able to pull up to what's the bigger strategy and help to manage the chaos around them. AI is really good at getting stuff done. It can help structure things. For example, you can toss a half written essay at it and it'll structure it really clearly for you, but it doesn't have judgment and taste, if that makes sense, right?
Think great word.
Yeah.
Taste.
Does not have taste. And for me in marketing, that's like a big thing. We work with so many brands, and it's really important that in marketing, the AI tools can understand like what it means to have taste. They can look at creative and be like, this one's better and this one's not. But like, they're still not able to figure out like, that's actually a very cute ad and that's weird and not on brand for us. So the taste piece is really important. But
Yeah.
taste applies like not just like within brand marketing, but just in general overall. So like I think for a senior leader, I want to see that they're able to make a judgment call about this is more important for a company to do. We're going to prioritize this, and here's why. And it might not alone be crunching numbers. It might be like, this is better morale. This is a more closely aligned to our strategic direction. So I think being able to demonstrate that, and again, like bringing examples from your past where you were able to do that in your past experience, that's really important. Those are the kinds of leaders we need in this AI world where everyone's going to be learning multiple little agents and just prioritizing things and telling the agent, don't focus on this. This one's more important. Do this first.
Exactly. Not just the senior, mid to senior level. It's not just this is the new tool or talking really shallowly about it, I would assume too. We're going to go back to young people because we do have a question from Beryl, who has a couple recent graduates of her own. And she asks, how can recent graduates best demonstrate adaptability and ownership when they have limited experience?
That is a great question. And I would say I don't know. I always like when I look at people's resumes, I try and find like little nuggets that they leave in there that may not necessarily be part of their main job, or if they're a recent graduate. Like it's things like maybe they organized a hackathon, or they ran a club, or they coached youth soccer or something. Something that shows me that you enjoy taking ownership and leading something, and that you
Mhm.
take the initiative to go find a passion project you're excited about, or that you wanted to learn a skill independently. I love it when people were like, will tell me something that they decided this year I'm going to learn this, and they went out and they did it. I want to see that kind of resolve and that follow through. And those are the things I will look for. If you don't have a ton of work experience, like those are the side projects that I think are actually quite powerful to highlight in your resume and in your LinkedIn profile where relevant.
And I think you're totally right because sometimes when I work with recent grads, they think, should I put class project work on here? Yes. Like, there could be a capstone project your senior year or during an internship,
Mhm.
even if it's a 3-month internship, that you can really showcase how you led the team or what the part you played on the team. It's not nothing is too small of experience. And I would relate that too to mid-career to senior. It's just trying it out. I just saw Sam Altman talk last month and with the founders of Stripe. They were talking about how really we're all in the beginning of this AI thing. So it might be a little harder
100%.
for us who are a little bit older, who aren't digital natives to like, pick things up, but we're at the beginning. Everyone is on the same playing field. We might not be coming in with the same knowledge, but we're all learning. So it's the time now. Showcase that you are interested in learning.
Absolutely. And there's a ton of tools out there. Like start vibe coding an app that you care about. Literally the other day, my eighth grader, we were talking about something and she was like, oh yeah, I vibe coded an app to track this thing. I'm like, okay, I feel
I am not
stupid, but
surprised
good
by
for
this.
you.
Her grader is very smart. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if we don't do it, like all our kids are going to be doing it too. It's time to get in. And a lot of apps right now are giving like free trials, like free 30 days, whatever. So it really doesn't cost you a lot to at least start learning some of this on the side.
Okay. Yes. I've been so excited to ask about this. I asked you before we got on here. If someone only takes one thing from this, what should they do differently starting tomorrow? And I really want us to focus on the difference of ChatGPT for writing a LinkedIn post or an email. And tell us about agentic AI, because I think
Yeah.
missing here.
Okay. I feel like the easiest place to start is Claude. And I'm not just saying that because I think the LLM is stronger or better, but like it really is an easy place to start where you can. Claude is one of the tools you could use. Claude Cowork is something that you can install and integrate with your email and any other apps or tools you use. Integrate with my Notion, for example. So I can say, look through my emails, tell me who I haven't followed up with, recommend a response, summarize for me what I did last week, and so that I can see, did I actually get my task list done, or are there more things I was hoping to do? Claude is now powerful enough to like you can design things for you. There's also other tools. I know people use Gamma for presentation, but Claude can also do that. I've been asking it to design things in Figma for me, for example. Yeah, and like I have coworkers who are coding using Claude who did not have an engineering background. So there's a lot of opportunities here to do things that you didn't go to school for and that would take you maybe 4 years to really learn. AI agents can help you overcome that. So it's actually quite exciting to become like fluent in a lot of new skills because you have an agent that's able to do things for you. So it's a great time to figure out how to ask the AI to get stuff done. If you wanted to move into software engineering, you want to build an app, it's a great time to do it. If you actually wanted to design things and be a graphic designer, you don't actually need to learn graphic design. You can actually prompt it to design things for you. There's a ton of things it can do for you, and it can make you more productive. It can tell you like what was on your task list, what you didn't do. It can check up those things for you.
And that's what I think that we're missing. I realized this, there was a gap in my own knowledge just until last month that I was like, we are sitting here talking so much about AI slop. If I have to breathe, I'm going to say it again. But like all these things where it's just about writing emails. No, that is the basic. That's the basic. You can connect your Google Drive to your Claude and it can go through all your files and get rid of this or that. How I want to bring this together is that's what you're looking for. When you're talking about working with AI, it's not putting ChatGPT and Claude in your technical skills. It's how have you built an agent or how have you vibe coded something and how is that making your work or easier to automate so that you can be more strategic, even in the mid-career, even in semi-entry level, definitely in the later years. So it's like, how are we using these things to work smarter, not harder?
100%. And it's crazy. I almost feel like the options are limitless at this point. Whatever it is that you dream of doing, you can potentially actually go do it now. The tool that you wanted to build, the whatever it is that is causing friction in your life, figure out what it is that could stop it and go build it. It's
Mhm.
actually possible to make it happen. So it's actually a really exciting time. I know some people are really scared of AI, but I actually think it can be very empowering for our generation, for people out there right now who are trying to find the next thing. We're trying to come up with new innovation. It's actually quite
Mhm.
empowering.
I love it. And I want to say something that I learned from my friend Matt about how, because this sounds really, I vibe coded an app. Like, how do you start? And my friend Matt works in communications. He's actually a writer, but he's been working on the AI side of the business, getting that integrated for 2 years. And his suggestion is just start talking to Claude, talk to your agent. Okay, I want to do this thing. How do I do it? It will tell you to do it. Then you say, how do I do? And it's just kind of, okay, build together until you start. Okay, well, how do I do that? Then you do it. Okay, what's next? And they'll tell you what's next. How do I do that? And having these conversations just to get yourself up to speed. Of course, there are classes and meetups and all that stuff too. But if you just are dipping your toe in for the first, just have a conversation with. I
Yeah,
call it just
totally.
any last thoughts that we didn't get to touch on before we say goodbye.
I feel like we touched on all the most important ones. I will just say I'm hopeful that, like, I know that it's a scary time. People talk about layoffs all the time and all that. But I think it's more like a shift in skill sets. Like, layoffs are coming because we overhired for certain roles that, yes, can be done by AI, but that creates a ton more opportunity for the folks who are going to leverage the AI to do more things. So shift your skill set and the way that you approach your job into more of that territory. And I think there's going to be tons of opportunities in that space. Like, humans are going to be the ones who are telling AI what to do. So be that human. Don't be the person who could be replaced by AI. Be the person that tells the AI what to do.
You know what? That's a really encouraging note to end on because that's like I get to learn something new. And that's what helps us grow. It keeps our mind fresh, it keeps our body fresh. Thank you, Cheryl. What a great way to reposition what could be, like you said, a very scary time for people who are unsure. They don't know my job, what do I do next? So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom with us and your experience.
Thanks
And
for having me. It's great.
thank you. And everyone, we will see you next week. So if I don't tell you, who will? Thank you again, Cheryl. We will talk soon.